Hey, this is Justin K. Miller, and I gotta tell you, I kind of feel like I am a Helium Network commentator these days. I'm just watching the network, seeing what problems are going on, trying to roll with the punches, figure out what can I do to resolve issues, thinking about the future. And, if you want this channel to be that, please let me know in the comments, and then definitely subscribe because, you want to know more. Always like to. Thank you. Okay, that being said, helium right now is around 43.4 to be exact. Kind of makes you wish you sold a few weeks ago when it was getting close to 55. But on the other hand, if the network went down right when you were planning on doing that and you couldn't get it out of your wallet, it's kind of a problem. Kind of makes you want to have it in Binance.us or Crypto.com or somewhere else in order to sell it as quickly as you can when you want to. Also, as many of you know, it sometimes takes time to get over to those exchanges. So consider moving it there as soon as possible. Or if you are holding for a long time, maybe it's best to just leave it in your wallet because, beyond your code in the 12 words, nobody knows it's yours. It's in that limbo state, right? Okay, that being said, let's take a look at my 6 hotspots. Now, hopefully I'll have 2 more in just a few days, but we got to cross our fingers on that. Got to hope the person agrees to let me put them in their house. Until then, let's take a look at Long Marmalade Shrimp. That's in my house right now. Now, it was not doing well. I mean, even with all the problems in the network, I left it with the old antenna for about a week, and everything was going down. And when I say down, I mean more like Dizzy Cornflower Beetle, which is at a family member's house. So if their earnings were around zero point 0.4, zero point 0.5, that's what I was getting with the hotspot in my house. I changed that antenna up from the 8 omnidirectional to the 9 directional. And consider the fact for a second that most of my, both beacons that I witness and those that witness me are in one specific direction. So it's good for me. But point being is it bumped me up. Now I'm getting somewhere between zero point 0.6 to 0.75, and I'm happy with that. One big noticeable change is that, Dizzy Cornflower Beetle, Beautiful Quartz Nightingale, Quaint Wooden Beaver, they're all transmitting at a scale of 1. How did that happen? I have no idea. If I look over here at the hotspotty, downtown is still the same. You can see the sort of snowflake shape of all of the problems where they occur. And that just shows me down here. Resolution 4. So downtown Denver is at a 0.33. There are 1,004 too many hotspots. And quite frankly, I just a few weeks ago, that said more like 700. So you can see how it's getting worse and worse and worse. And that's why I'm not mining 1H&T for my house anymore. But that being said, something weird happened. If you go outside to where I am, where it was at like a 0.84, it's now back to normal. In fact, it says a resolution of 4 has 119 available spots. How'd that happen? I have no idea. If you know, please let me know, because I have never seen it go the other way. In fact, just 3 days ago, that said there were 121 too many, which is why the reward scale was at, transmit scale was at 0.84. So that kind of weirds me out. So even through all of this, I'm sure as many of you have noticed, your rewards have gone up and down like crazy. And when I look at the blockchain and look at the major outages that occur, it just tells me you've got to watch status.helium.com. Specifically, blockchain, consensus groups, proof of coverage. And it was the worst on November 16th. It's been all over the place. And it's a real bummer because, before all of this, I was doing really well. If I look at the historical update time, it's a little easier to see. You can see this for the blockchain. I started out in October. And if you look at October in blockchain, in consensus groups, and in proof of coverage, it was fine. Everything was going great in October. So to see 93.27% down in November compared to the 100% in October, and what that 93.27% does to your rewards, it's frustrating. So that's one reason why I say that people really need to pay attention to what's going on, either here by reading the incidences, like for example, right now, syncing issues at block 11.07.99.5. And they're working on them. And a couple days ago, older, slower hotspots unable to sync, mine, and transfer packets. Now, this is the part that scared a lot of people just a couple of days ago. And I want to bring this up under Discord. So under Discord, here it says right here, hotspots stuck syncing out of memory due to large block. The team has found an issue where some hotspots are unable to sync and running out of memory due to a large block. Mining will be affected for these hotspots with 1 gigabyte of memory or less. Now, which hotspots have 1 gigabyte of memory or less? That's what I want to know. And if we do our research, I guess I'll show you. Because I did the research. Yeah, I looked it up. Now, first of all, if I look up, for example, SenseCap, and I checked to verify this because I was a little confused by it. When I looked at SenseCap, SenseCap says 2 gigabytes, 4 gigabytes, 8 gigabytes. And I'm not really sure what that means. So I literally had to go log into my SenseCap dashboard and see my memory usage and verify that there was 8 gigabytes. So happy to say 8 gigabytes, SenseCap, good to go. Okay, so that being said, what about Syncro Bit? I like Syncro Bit. I like SenseCap more these days just because it's got that internal fan and it's got that dashboard. But what about Syncro Bit? Well, I like Syncro Bit because you can switch it out and make it to a outdoor enclosure by itself. Kinda doesn't look that great. I've tried it. But the big thing here is that it does. It says does 1 to 8 gigabytes of RAM. And I'm assuming that's the same situation as SenseCap. So I'm hoping, you can tell me guys if you know or don't know, but I'm assuming that means it probably has the same situation where it's going to have 8 gigabytes of RAM. Also, as I was saying before, I really like its support for passive PoE. Or power over Ethernet, which means I can take an Ethernet cable and with a couple adapters, it's very easy for me to make Syncro Bit be powered over the internet. Now, that being said, there are adapters, and those adapters can be used for all of the other systems out there to connect to a Raspberry Pi, but it's kind of nice when it's built in. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so that being the case, those are good. What about a rack hotspot, the version 2? Well, 2 gigabytes onboard RAM, so you're good to go. What about the new ones that are out? Well, the black spot has 4 gigabytes and the gold spot has 8 gigabytes, so we're good there. Okay, well, what about Nebra? How's Nebra doing? Nebra has 1 gigabyte. Okay, 1 gigabyte. So Nebra might be one of those that are going to have some issues. And based off of what they're saying, I'm a little worried about, does that mean for how long are they going to have issues? Are the updates going to resolve the problems? What does that mean? Let's take a look at some more. Bobcat. How about Bobcat? Bobcat has 1 gigabyte. So Bobcat's another one. will it have issues? Now, again, this was disconcerting. And later on, as we scroll through, because there's a whole bunch of conversation about the outages that are going on, and then issues with the validators, trying to resolve things. And I think eventually they make a statement here. Sorry, I'm trying to find it. But they make a statement here that says, like, basically, hey, all right, I missed it. I totally missed it. Here it is. One more note about lower RAM hotspots. The core developers are striving to continue to supporting hotspots with 1 gigabyte of RAM as long as we are able to as the network expands. Well, that makes me feel better. Occasionally, this may require additional work as the requirements of operating a full blockchain node on such a large network are fairly complex. We commit to working through the ongoing changes required for these devices until light hotspots become the standard and all hotspots can migrate. So my understanding is light hotspots don't need 1 gigabyte of RAM. It's unnecessary. I haven't done all the research on light hotspots. I do remember back this summer, people were saying, oh, light hotspots are coming very soon, so we should just stop buying the current ones. And I'm sitting there thinking, when are they coming? So who knows what that means? But it does, I think, make people a little paranoid. Looking online, I think other people made comments to that effect. Somebody here said, no, you'll be fine. I think our announcement has caused more concern than it should have. Bobcats will continue to be supported forever. So I don't know if that's true. It's hard to tell when one person from Reddit says that. Who knows? I hope that this is not an issue, but obviously people should be aware of this as they're continuing to purchase things. I've worked at companies before where we continued to support things even though they were outdated, and at some point we had to end of life them. I don't know if that would happen anytime soon. I doubt it, considering how many Bobcat miners are on the network right now. That would, I think they're the majority, right? So that would be a very, very bad thing to happen. So I just wanted to mention that to people, just so you know when you're thinking about getting a helium miner out there. I am actually getting a bunch of Bobcats in. I'm still waiting for them. Yes, I ordered them back in June. I have not got them yet. I'm hoping December. Crossing my fingers there. We'll see. But I just want to recommend to people, if you want to know what's going on, go on Discord. Pay attention to this stuff. It is important, and certainly if you want, I will talk about it here. So like right now, I just want to mention here, I don't know if it matters to anybody who's watching, because I doubt any of you have validators. Oh my God, it costs so much to get involved in that. But they are adjusting the penalties for them. So there is a penalty increase now, and I think that's part of the issue of making sure that our validators actually ensure the blockchain is working. That's a good thing, right? If it's not working, we're not going to get our rewards. Okay. And they have a little conversation here if you want to read it. The bigger thing to me was this syncing issue at block 1107995. And this has been going on for a little while today. I have not seen issues so far with it. It just occurred a couple hours ago. I am getting rewards. I hope you are getting rewards. But my point being is, it's good that we're aware of these things, and we should be on systems to be notified. Whether that's Twitter, or whether that's Discord, or whether that's just going to status.helium.com. But if you want me to let you know about them, please do. Once again, let me know in the comments, and like and subscribe. As it says here at the very end, the team has finalized a fix and prepared a release for hotspots 2021.11.22.0, and we'll be sending it out for a short beta test cycle before deploying to Helium and Rack hotspots and tagging for makers to update their fleet. Well, that's one reason why I have many racks, because those racks get updated immediately. Hey, I think I know that dog. Huh. I'm gonna have to contact this person. Also, you have these vendor announcements, by the way, and the vendor announcements let you know when things are getting updated. And again, that is in Discord. So I think it's important to be able to watch this stuff. Last thing I just wanted to mention, just because I talked a little about it earlier, I was saying I switched this out. I wanted to have an omnidirectional first, and then I switched to a directional. And it got me thinking. I said at one point that 25% of your rewards come because of you basically seeing these beacons, right? This 526 here, 7-day average beacons. Those beacons give you the most of your rewards. And then, sorry, that's the 75%. And then the 25% comes from people who witness your beacon. So that varies by 10 to 50%, right? You could be getting most of your rewards, up to 50% of your rewards coming from people witnessing your beacon, or maybe 10%. I average it about 25% for me because, if I go to Hotspotty and I look at my workspace, that's pretty much what it says here. Somewhere about 75% being from beacons, 23.36% people who have witnessed my beacon, and then 1.57 submitting challenges. So a lot of data. But that being said, I really want to understand better how the antennas are operating with this stuff. And I was doing some research, and here I read something about omnidirectional and directional antennas. And it says here, omnidirectional antennas receive signals equally from all directions. Well, yeah, we know that. Directional antennas pull signals better from one direction. So wait a second. I always thought they were able to send out a beacon better in one direction, but it's also saying the antennas pull in signals better. In this direction, they can detect a weaker or more distant signal than an equivalent omnidirectional antenna. The trade-off, of course, is that they do this by increasing their ability to pull in signals from other directions. Okay, so my take from that was, wait a second. Okay, so actually a directional antenna equal, same, let's pretend both of them are 8 dBi, it actually does pull, or it will see beacons. It'll detect weaker beacons better in that one direction than omnidirectional antennas. And I honestly, that blew my mind. I actually didn't really realize that. So I'm excited here. And I'm realizing this is why I'm getting more rewards with a directional antenna. Now keep in mind, that's because this is where I am. And directions make a difference for me. If I'm over here and it's going to be all over the place, then maybe not such a big deal. Although it makes me wonder, if Denver is so crappy to get rewards from, maybe I should get a directional antenna and point it this way, and I'll hit more of the high transmit scale areas and make more money, because I'll only need to get one up here, or I might need to get 2 or 3 down in Denver. So it's gotten me thinking whether I need to change my point of view and get more directional antennas. Now, I can't say that for all situations here, but I do notice a trend, being that my antennas seem to focus in a particular direction, and maybe I need to just point it that one way where the most is and see if it does even better that way. Not sure about Quaint Wooden Beaver here, but I still think it's probably making way more money pointing towards North Glen. So, interesting test. I've never thought about switching out all of my antennas and doing a comparison. If you'd like me to do that, let me know. Okay, last thing, I was just looking up principal operation just to understand and verify that high gain antennas actually work better for witnessing beacons as well as sending out a beacon to get witnessed. It says here when transmitting, so to send out a beacon to get witnessed. A high gain antenna allows more of the transmitted power to be sent in the direction of the receiver, increasing the received signal strength. And part of what I said was not about for that received signal strength to go a long distance. For me, what's important was that it could go through that window or that roof or that wall to get to the hotspot there. Okay, when receiving, so the other way around, when witnessing beacons, a high gain antenna captures more of the signal, gaining increasing signal strength. Okay, so actually this is good not just for that 25%, but for 100%. And that is what I wanted to be sure about. I can't always be sure of this stuff. I am learning as I go, and I hope you're learning with me. So, hey, thank you for your time in watching this. I hope it was helpful. Please put your comments in so I know what I should be doing next in helping everybody else. You guys all have a great evening. I hope the blockchain is in sync by tomorrow, and you take care.